All right, I'm starting the recording. So everybody that's watching later, what we're doing before we get the Zoom started is we're getting a business post up, whether it be on our feed or in our story. Chelsea Bofia is done. Everybody's getting a post up. And so if you guys have the opportunity to show your face on your video, I don't care if you're laying in bed. I don't care if you have no makeup on. I don't care if it's dark. I would love to see your faces, okay? If possible. Comment in the chat done when you get a business post up either on your feed or on your story. You can copy the right cat. You can go to my page. You can go to Maddie's page. You can go to Sharon's page. You can go to anybody's page. Jess's page. I don't know. I'm just naming people off. Dreama's page. You can go to anybody's page and grab a quick post, whether it be from on your story or on your feed, okay? All right, and then put done in the chat when you are done. I'm so proud of you guys for getting this up. So I want you to show your video. I don't care what you look like. I don't care where you are. It's fine. We're all family here. We are all sisters. We are in this together. You guys, I'm still wearing my pajama pants from this morning. It's fine, okay? So this is quarantine life. And so I want you guys to show me your notebooks. I want you to show me that you are ready. Okay, I've got my notes. Maddie's got her notes. I see notepads. Awesome. Bree, Lexi, Maddie, awesome. Okay. No bra on. Perfect. I love it. Okay, so guys, drop in the chat. Even if it takes you a minute, I still want you to drop it when you're done because we haven't heard from everybody. And you can honestly feel free to go to any of the leaders' pages and snag something quick and throw it with a good picture. Okay, so I'm going to make sure everybody's muted. I'm going to make sure my music is off. I'm so stinking excited, Maddie. We've got 22 ladies on here tonight that are ready to learn. So I'm pumped. All right, so I'm just going to spotlight my video really quick. And so I'm just gonna tell my quick story. So if you are brand spanking new to the business, I'm talking like the last 30 or 60 days, tell me in the chat. Yay, Monica, good job. And my timer just went off for my business post and I've already done it. So you guys, if you've been in the business for like 30 or 60 days, whether that means you just joined or you're coming back and you're jumping back in, I want you to tell us in the chat. Many of you obviously know who I am and my story, but if you don't, my name is Katie Harold and I am a presidential diamond. I have been in the business for 7 years next month, and I'm here in Toledo, Ohio area. Sylvania, Ohio now. Tasha, done, awesome. And so when I got started, you guys, back in 2013, I got started to make an extra $1,000 a month. I wanted to cut back 1 day a week at my job at the bar so I could have a life. I had no life. And I wanted to save for a car. I wanted a new Jeep more than anything. And that was my real motivation because everybody in life told me that I couldn't have it. So I was like, I want to prove everybody wrong that I could have it, okay? So since my goal was $1,000 a month, I never charted to Ruby. I'll be honest. You guys are my people, and I'm just going to tell you my story. Like, I never charted to Ruby. I got a diamond chart out immediately, right? And so Ruby kind of happened for me along the way. But it's definitely a good idea. The charting system is different now. 7 years ago, you needed, the charts were completely different, so it's irrelevant. So I definitely suggest going by the building blocks. And you guys, Ruby is just 3 legs now. It used to be 5 people, and now it's 3, okay? So I joined in May. In September, I went Ruby. So it took me, was it September? Yeah. I joined at the end of May. I joined on May 21st. So end of May, June, July, August, September. So actually like 4.5 months to go Ruby. And, Ruby's an average of $475 a month. I say that because it's average, okay? You could be a Ruby making $200. You could be a Ruby making, I don't know. I think some of my Ruby checks, you guys, were almost 700, but I had way more than the amount of people that were needed on the chart, right? So it just depends on how many team members you have and how much volume you have and stuff like that. And so I went Ruby, and this is what my life looked like when I was going Ruby, you guys. So I was working full time at the bar, like about 40 hours. So it wasn't obviously your typical 9 to 5, but it was weekends, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometimes Mondays and Tuesdays. And then I had a part-time job when I joined, but I kind of ended that at the end of the summer. So only for the first few months did I have a full-time job and a part-time job. And this was my third job. So people probably thought I was crazy, right? And I mean, if I'm trying to relate to moms here, I'm not a human mom, but I'm a dog mom, and Carter was a little baby, and it sucked potty training him because I was literally gone all the time, and I had to come home on my lunch break and give him a bath because he peed all over himself, okay? So I was like so busy. How did I fit this in? I fit it in the same way you do now, in the cracks and crevices of your day, like 15 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. I was tired all the time, you guys. I would work until like 3 or 4 in the morning. And then by the time you get home and you take a shower and you get something to eat and wind down, I'm going to bed at like 5 or 6, right? And I would have potential either customers or distributors that would want to meet me at Panera down the street, old school. Okay. We didn't have Zoom then, and they would want to see a product catalog. And so I would have to get 3 hours of sleep, make myself look decent, get up by 9 and go meet them at 10 o'clock. So when I was going diamond, you guys, in this process of, hitting Ruby along the way, I was tired all the time. So I just want you to ask yourself on your piece of paper, what are you willing to give up? Because this is an investment. Okay. Maddie and I were talking earlier, and I was like, I truly gave 1,000% all in effort for one whole year. And I was able to go from distributor to double diamond within 11 months. And then I was able to quit both of my jobs and have complete freedom forever. So you have to go all in now so you can have the freedom later. So I hope that makes sense. I don't want to talk too much about me, but that's kind of a little bit of my story. And, I want you to stay with us until the end. If you're serious, if you're serious about going Ruby, either drop it in the chat or raise your hand. If you're dead serious about doing this month, okay? We have 15 days left starting tomorrow. If you're dead freaking serious, I want you to stay on with us the whole time. Don't flake out on us. Don't go to bed. This is a time where you have those late nights and you just got to do it, okay? So the first things first is you have to have your ADBV auto shipment set up. Look how many people are committed in the chat. I love it. You've got to have your ADBV auto shipment set up. I know, you guys, for some of you, money is tight right now. We will figure it out. We have coffee, and people love coffee. 4 million people in the world drink coffee every day. You will find the people that want to try the skinny brew, okay? So I want you to set, if your ADBV auto shipment is not set up right now, not while we are on, after we get off, I want you to set up your ADBV auto shipment, please, okay? You can put it for whatever you want, but if it's below 80, your eSuite will tell you. It will say, if it's 79, it'll be in red, okay? Your goal is to not be in the red. I always look under reports, under Organization Explorer, and if that is red for any reason, you guys, this is the amount of months. This number right here, the amount of months in my 7 years that I've not ran an ADBV auto ship. It's never happened, ever. And I've earned over $500,000. And I don't say that to brag. I say that because I've been serious since day one. You got to run your ADBV auto ship. It's how you guarantee yourself to get paid. Don't risk this, okay? Because there's a story about how our upline one time didn't run their auto ship, and they missed out on an $1,800 paycheck because they thought that they could slide by with loyal customers. Yes, that's a 100% true story. Don't do that, okay? You need to use these products. You need to be on your story daily, making your coffee. If you don't drink coffee, make some tea. If you don't want to drink tea, drink some hydrate and some greens. We have a bajillion different beverages that you could be making. You're going to see me making my coffee and at least one other beverage on my stories every single day. People need to know that you're using it, so you have to get it in your hands. And I don't care. This month for my auto ship, I'm fired up. I'm sweating. I'm so excited right now. Woo! I got the 4-pack of Skinny Brew on my auto ship because you can get the 4-pack and it's a huge discount. It was $112, ADBV, boom. a month supply for me to drink, and then I can sell the rest. And I literally just paid for my auto ship. Literally just drank the coffee for free, ran my business for free. And then you also need to make sure that your website fee is set up for $21. You guys, 21 bucks a month, $5 a week. You get a website, you get an online back office, you get an app. I mean, $5 a week to run a successful business. This is the start of your business. We're committing to going Ruby, okay? So make sure that you have your ADBV auto ship set up. Now, who has their Ruby chart printed already? I hope that a lot of you do. Guess what? It's really easy to draw if you don't have it, but I'm going to show you really quickly what it looks like, because I know that we've got a few brand newbies on. Okay, so guys, give me a thumbs up if you can see this. Perfect. Okay, so this is a Ruby chart. Average earnings, $474. So this is average. If you're a first time ranking Ruby, you might not be at this 474. Don't panic. If your first Ruby check is $200, that's okay. We're going to work up to that, okay? It all depends. And so this is what you need. So this is you. And when you have people directly underneath you, we tend to call that our front line, right? So you've got 3 people on your front line directly under you. Whether you enroll them or somebody else enrolls them and puts them there, they are directly under you. These 3 boxes are people. What does a qualified leg mean? It means that this leg, it doesn't matter if it's 1 person or 2 people under here, the group volume, the GV of this leg is 400 or higher. Okay, so maybe you have more than 3 people. Maybe this person has 200 and this person has 200. That's fine. That would mean that this is a qualified leg. The 4 of you or more, you obviously, if there's more than 4, great. All of you together have to have at least 2,000 in GV. GV stands for group volume. So personal bonus volume is PBV. It's all of your orders, your auto ship, any extra orders that you place, plus your personal loyal customers orders. That's your PBV. Your GV, your group volume, is everybody on your team and all their customers and all of your orders combined. That's your GV. You as a Ruby need a minimum of 2,000. Now, who wants to be average? Anybody want to be average? Because, like, I don't want to be average, right? Like, I'm looking at Lorraine and Bree like, no. So the more volume you have, the better, okay? So then that way you have a higher check. But you got to have at least 3 people directly under you, and you've got to have a total of 2,000, and you must be commission qualified in order to be a rank in this company. I don't care if you're Ambassador Diamond. If you are not commission qualified for that month, it will say distributor, not commission qualified. I don't care what rank you are. So I'm going to scroll through. Everybody see this Ruby chart? Beautiful. You can find it in your eSuite under the document section, and I want you to have it. And if you don't have it, just draw it out. It's so simple. 3 boxes. The boxes are people. Okay. Oh, we're going to add a few more people to the Zoom. Okay, awesome. So you've got to have your list. So everybody on here should have a prospect list. You might have a couple prospect lists, but this prospect means prospective customers or distributors. So you guys, I got this notebook at Kroger for like $1.99. Okay, it's like not pretty. It's just whatever. Who cares? And in here, I've got potential customers, and these are like people that are hot that I've been talking to, right? And potential distributors. And if I'm talking to somebody, maybe like on Instagram, and I'm not going to remember who they are, I might write IG next to their name. When I follow up with them, I write a little dot next to their name. And if they tell me they have to wait to get paid, I find out when that day is, and I say, awesome, I'm going to put you on my calendar for that day, and I put that date next to their name. Okay? So your prospect list is always growing. There are people coming in, and there are people going out. And if they're going off your list, it's because they signed up or they told you to leave them alone. That's the only reason why you should ever cross somebody off. If somebody's crossed off on my list, it means I signed them up. I've never had somebody tell me like, leave me alone. Okay. So you always have to have your list. This is what you work off of when you're doing host to post, which we'll talk about. You're constantly adding people to this. You've got to have, I mean, we call it a chicken noodle soup list. We call it a dirt list. We call it a hundreds list. You guys, you got to start with your warm market. So I don't care how long you've been in. I don't care if you just joined yesterday or if you've been in for 3 years. You've got to start with your warm market. Warm meaning the people that you know, friends, family, coworkers, cousins, friends of friends. When I got started, you guys, I was told to make a list of 100 people that I thought would be good at this and to call them. Literally, I was told to call them over the phone. I went in my backyard and started calling these people that I either went to high school with. That's how I signed up Jess Taylor, you guys, my very first distributor, second month in the business. Literally called her, asked her if she wanted to try a wrap. And then a few days later, I was like, oh, I'm supposed to ask people if they want to like do this with me, make money. Called her back up. Hey, I know I asked you if you wanted to tighten, tone, and firm, but like, do you want to make money? And she was like, I don't know. And I was brand new. And I was like, well, we should just do this together. And out of like 100 or 200 people that I called, she said yes. And she's with me 7 years later. So don't forget the power of picking up the phone. If you are too scared to pick up the phone, do a voice message. You guys, the people that know you, or at least when I say warm market, maybe you've never hung out with them, but you've been Facebook friends with them for 5 years and you guys have been interacting with each other for a long time. That's warm market too. Okay. So we're gonna integrate host to post along with that. Normally we talk about having a launch party, but we're in quarantine, so we can't have any parties right now. But we can certainly do a lot of stuff online. And so I want you guys to know the 8 p.m. calls that corporate has been putting on for us. They do them sometimes at noon, but sometimes at noon they're in other languages. But the 8 p.m. calls, you guys, anybody that you think would be good at this business, that needs this business, needs extra money, maybe they know a lot of people, they're friendly, you keep thinking about them, whatever reason it is, ask them if they'd just be willing to listen to a quick 15-minute live video and see if they'd be interested in making some extra money from home right now. Everybody's home right now. So those are my quick tips to start off with, but you have to have your roadmap in front of you. You have to have your chart in front of you at all times. This is my host post notebook. My chart is in the front. So I know from this point forward in the month, it's April 15th, you should know exactly how many new team members you need and how much volume you need to hit Ruby. And it's not going to happen unless you make a decision. Okay. So I want to introduce Maddie, you guys. I'm super excited because this girl is an absolute rock star. She was our top enroller last month for distributors. It's not the first time that has happened. She makes no excuses. So if you guys know anything about the color personalities, maybe you do, maybe you don't, maybe you're super new and you're like, what the heck is a color personality? Why is this girl talking so fast? Is she on crack? I'm so sorry. I'm just so excited. But different color personalities, you know, you've got your yellows that are maybe more soft-spoken. They are super caring about others. They are nurturers. Sometimes they are teachers, nurses, stuff like that. Then you've got people that are blue, like me. They're upbeat. They're crazy. They like to have fun. They're loud. They just want to be here for the fun and the party. You always talk to blues about the fun. Then you've got the greens. The greens are like, they want to know the details. They want to research everything. They want to know all the ingredients. Those are greens. And then you've got reds. Reds are very bold, straightforward, to the point, no BS, goal-oriented. Tell me what I need to do and I'll go do it. And Maddie is a red through and through. So I'm going to preface that because we talked earlier and I gave her permission to be real, honest, and raw tonight. And I want you guys to drop in the chat if that's cool with you, because I just think that that's the only way to do it, right? Like, this company is rocking, our team is rocking, and I think, why beat around the bush? And yes, I told her she was not allowed to swear on the Zoom. Thank you, Mercedes. Keep her in line. I just don't think there's any reason to beat around the bush. So Maddie, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey guys.
All right. Hey, so Maddie, I want you to tell us, a little bit about you. Like, how did you find this bit? We're going to make it short, but how did you find this business? Why did you even want to sign up? And tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from? Like, what's Maddie like?
So, born and raised in Toledo, Ohio. I'm still stuck here. Go to college here. I'll probably be in college like for the next 5 years, it feels like. But honestly, I started as a customer. A lot of people don't know this, but I actually have a hair disorder, and I have like literally tried everything under the sun to like help me out. And what the product that I fell in love with was our hair, skin, and nails. So I used the hair, skin, and nails for a couple months, fell in love, and then at that time I was still in college. I'm still in college, but I was working a part-time job I was working at Texas Roadhouse, and I literally had no time. Like, guys, I am not in an easy major at all. I'm in the medical field. Like, it is tough. It is competitive. And so I just didn't have any time to pick up extra shifts at Texas Roadhouse. I was just so busy, and I wanted to make sure that I was dedicating enough time to school. And so I needed something like this that I could work, like Katie said, in the nooks and crannies of my day, in between classes, when I'm walking to classes, like when I'm waiting for class to start, like that you get to class early and then there's like just that 10 to 15, 20 minutes that you're just sitting there waiting for everything to get started. Why should I waste that time? I shouldn't. So I joined in 2018. Like I said, I started as a customer, but I didn't do anything for like 6 months, guys. Like, I literally just watched other people, even though I was still in the company, I still watched other people promote and do their business. And I was just kind of like in the observing mode. Don't stay in that mode. It's okay if you're brand new, watch other people, but it's time to like make the moves. So I went to a try it, and Katie was there. She talked. It was amazing. I loved it. And that's when I really kind of started to catch the vision. And that's when I started to get more into the business. And then this past January/February, went to conference. Guys, they are not kidding when they say like go to events. It will change the game. It changed the game. Like, there's just something about being there that just makes you so hyped up, and they just remind you like you can do it too. There is no difference between me. There's no difference between Katie or Dreama or anybody else. Like, it just takes hard work and consistency. That is it. So there's no like secret message or anything. Like, they're not doing some crazy thing that you're probably not doing. You know what I mean? We're all doing the same things. So that kind of just installed the vision in me even more. And I just made the choice at conference. I was just like, I'm tired of sitting here as a distributor. I'm tired of getting paid as a distributor. Like, I needed something more. I was sick and tired of the service industry. So my story is a little bit like Katie's, except like after this pandemic, I don't want to go back to the service industry. So like when I got laid off because of the coronavirus, it's serious. It got very serious for me. And I was just like, I'm not going to just sit around and I'm going to change my life. I'm going to utilize the tools that are in front of me, and I'm going to make this work no matter what. And so that's when I really just started running, honestly. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Love it. Okay, so what happened last month? Mid-month, something kind of shifted. Something happened, some conversations went down. Let's talk about that.
Okay, so guys, it's the middle of the month. I know you guys, maybe you haven't had one single enrollment. That's okay, guys. The month is not over. I was like so guilty of this, like especially a couple months ago. I was like, oh, well, it's already April 15th and I have no enrollments, so I'm not going to go Ruby this month. You know what I mean? Don't make that excuse. You still have 15 days. Run those 15 days. Don't let those go to waste. You're going to regret it. You're going to look back and be like, why didn't I do it? And honestly, I regret not doing that. Hand to God. So like we always preach about personal development. There's a reason for that. It is so important for you to get your mind right in this business and just in life in general. 90% of this business is mindset and 10% of it is action. So that's honestly what changed for me last month. I started taking my personal development seriously ever since conference. I started taking control of my paycheck more. I just wasn't sitting around and waiting, you know?
So when you say you like started to take personal development more seriously, like how did you take it more seriously? How did you fit it in, and what did you read or listen to? Like what did you do?
So my personal development looks different every single day. It really just depends on the day. I'm sure like if you guys are moms or if you guys have like a super flexible schedule, like one day you're super busy and then the next day you're not. That's kind of like how it is for me as a college student. So my personal development is different daily and it really just depends on what I need. So like I listen to podcasts on days that I'm busy. Like I do not watch Netflix when I'm doing my makeup. Like I don't listen to music when I'm doing my makeup. I'm listening to an audiobook or a podcast when I'm doing my makeup and getting ready for the day because that is my time. I definitely have that morning routine and that's how I fit my personal development in. Or, you know, Katie, she was always like, you know, why don't you just plug it into your aux cord when you're driving and then you can get your personal development like when you're going from point A to point B and back to B to A, you know what I mean? So I would do that as well. And then I really started doing affirmation journaling. Katie got me into this as well. I have to, you know, give credit here. But the affirmations journal really helped me because I have, like, you just tell yourself, like, I am this. What are you? I am triple diamond. I have $50,000 in my savings. Like, whatever it is, like, write that down, visualize it, manifest it, because it's real. It happens. I didn't believe in it. I thought it was a bunch of bull. And then I started doing it. And then I really saw the difference between me not doing my personal development and me doing my personal development. So it's big, definitely.
So what kind of podcasts do you listen to? What should they, if they're doing their makeup, if they're cooking dinner, if they're doing laundry, like what should they listen to?
I love Pam Souter. You cannot go wrong with Pam Souter's podcast. Jade Hooper is a really good one too. You can obviously do other podcasts, like if you want to grow closer to God, like during that time, then you can listen to like a Christian podcast, whatever honestly works best for you. So like just try out different things. Like some days I listen to Rachel Hollis, some days I listen to Pam. So it really just depends on like what I feel like I need that day. Do I need, you know, to be excited? Do I need some tough love that day? Like, so I just kind of pick who and what I need to hear.
Okay. So I know that, you know, personal development is something we talk about all the time. And it's like, people don't get it until they really start doing it. And so, okay. So mid-month, we kind of just like sat down and we were like, okay, like, let's freaking do this. So very briefly, like, what did that decision look like? Like, what did you say in your head? What were you just like, or out loud? Like that decision, what did that actual decision look like?
Um, so I checked my e-suite one day and then I realized that I promoted to executive without even realizing it. So like they say, like, don't worry about the how. The how will come, just keep going. And that's honestly what happened for me when I ranked to executive. And then I literally just made the choice. Like I just made the decision. I'm like, okay, let's go. Like I'm going to go to Ruby this month. I'm so close. There's no way that I'm going to just let that slip from my fingers this month at all because I've been working so hard for so long. So I honestly just made the decision. I was more strategic with my time. I was more strategic with my charting. So I wasn't just placing things randomly anymore. I was very precise and like intentional when it came to my chart. And I sacrificed other things. Like I honestly, not many people know this, but I love freaking Animal Crossing. It's an addiction. I'm not going to lie. But, so I just gave it up. I gave up like Netflix. I gave up like binge watching Netflix. I gave up like going out and stuff. I gave up, you know, a lot of, one-on-one time with my boyfriend. Like I just realized that like I'm doing this for me and I need to make myself and my business a priority, more so now than ever. So that's just like how it looked for me. I had three more days left to go Ruby. And I was just like, it's going to happen. Like, I'm going to do it. I started talking to Katie. I started talking to Alex Ray. And I just communicated with them and they helped me along the way.
So something that you said was being very strategic. So you guys, when you sign distributors and you sign customers, when you decide that you're going to promote and you start enrolling people, you have to go to your upline and make sure that that everything is being strategic and that everything is going to the right place. And you guys, like, even like going presidential, and everything has to be strategic. So what I'm saying is, when you start enrolling people, make sure you're in contact with your upline and that everything is going where it needs to go. Don't go rogue and start making your own decisions. We're there to help you, and Ruby is the first big step. We want to make sure it's done correctly so you can go to the next step even easier, so you can go emerald and diamond, and we're making smart moves. And so here's what I have to say to you guys. If you want to get your business off the ground, going Ruby is getting your business off the ground, period. If you want to get your business off the ground, if you want to finally do this, you've got to get it full throttle. When a plane is going down the runway, you have to get it full throttle in order to get it off the ground. That means that you have to go all in. And if you feel like you need help, you need to reach out, and you need to give up the Netflix and start putting good stuff in your ear and start asking, because you have to give it full throttle. If you give it half throttle, that plane is not getting off the ground, my friend. So it's so important. Maddie, before we move on, just really quickly, you've been in for a year and a half, and you finally made the decision last month. Was there any point in time where you felt like you were spinning your wheels and nothing was happening?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like this business, it flips. Like, so as you guys are ranking up, it's going to feel like in the beginning, you're working so hard and nothing's happening and it feels like you're never going to get there. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're where you want to be. And then you can kind of not like slow down, but still run and earn more.
You get in a groove.
Yes, you get in your groove, and it's just you get your systems down. Just once you learn how to incorporate it every single day, it gets so much easier. Because at first I feel like I was struggling with just like balancing everything. Should I put school first? Should I put my business first? You know what I mean? Like it was hard for me at first, but then like I figured out, okay, this is what works for me. I'm going to stick to it.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like sometimes too, you guys spinning your reels might mean signing somebody up and maybe they don't really get started. Or maybe they, sign up and they quit, and you just have to make sure like that when you're signing distributors, they know what this is, they know what's expected of them, they know what they're getting into, and then you're training them well. And not everybody that signs up is gonna stick with this. But just know, like, if there's any point in time where you're like, man, I just signed somebody up and they're just out the door, just remember, like, it's a numbers game. You sign up 5 distributors, it's just a reality that all 5 might not stick with it, and that's okay. It's an ever-flowing like river, you guys. There's always water coming in and there's always water coming out, fresh coming in, some going out, okay? So if you ever feel like you're spinning your wheels, it might be like Maddie said, you got to just like get your systems in place, figure out what's important, really just buckle down. So I know that was like an impromptu question, but okay, Maddie, so I know the big question here is, how do we find the distributors? Where do they come from? How do we find, how did you even get built for Ruby? How did you even like start building a team?
So I know like cold messaging is very like yes and like no with this biz. Some people are really for it. Some people are really against it. So like I said, just figure out what works best for you. I personally do like some cold messaging, and then I'll also use host to post for business as well. So like right now, because of this pandemic, I am not cold messaging people to join my team. Absolutely not. I am very sensitive to their situation, what's going on right now. So I will not cold message them about the business or the products personally, unless they are commenting or liking one of my host to posts, or if they did a host to post for me. So that's like my big thing right now is focusing on host to posts and then turning the people who did a host to post for me into distributors. I just look at them and I'm just like, hey, you basically are like doing what we do, except we basically get paid for it. Have you ever thought about making an extra income from home? Like, would extra income help you? And then I just talk to them, just connect with your people, be genuine in your conversations. I know some of our conversations are they can be a little repetitive, but that's okay. That is okay. It's like when you go to a restaurant and you sit down and, you obviously order drinks, appetizers, you know what I mean? There's a system, like there's a flow to the conversation, but just make sure you're being genuine with those people and you're connecting to them. Share a little bit about you, ask about them.
So we talked earlier about like the most effective way to sign distributors. And you guys, people ask us all the time, what's the most effective way to sign distributors? And I'm going to tell you, are you ready? Like the most effective way. You need to share your story. You need to share why you're doing this, why you got started. What is the business doing for you? How is it making you feel? What are you doing with your monthly commission check? What are you doing with your weekly bonus? What are you doing with your sample cash? Share somebody else's story. Share somebody else's success. Why is this business so amazing? Repeat, repeat, repeat. Why did you sign up? How is it making you feel? What is it allowing you to do? What are your plans with this business? Like, you've got to shout it from the rooftops. And when you're shouting it from the rooftops, when you go to ask somebody, they're going to know what you do, right? And the next thing is you guys have to ask. Maddie, I mean, I'm sure you had to ask tons of people.
Oh, yes. That's another thing. Honestly, just be bold. Just ask. Like, don't be afraid of the no's. Like, you will not die if somebody says no. And also going along with that, don't send out your messages and then just wait for them to like respond. Like, I was so guilty of that in the beginning. I'd be like, is she gonna respond to me? Oh, she left me on red. Like, don't take it personally. Just keep moving on. You should be focusing 80% of your time on bringing in new and 20% of your time focusing on what your team, like your existing team and your existing customers and stuff like that. So just remember to always be bringing in new. It definitely is a numbers game, 110%. I cannot even tell you how many distributors I've signed up and how many of them just like don't talk to me. Like, that's okay. Like, that people are going to quit, but you should not quit, because quitting means you're giving up on yourself, and I don't want you guys to ever do that.
Heck yeah. So you went executive, which executive, you guys, is when you're commission qualified, you've got 2 qualified legs under you. So Ruby is just one more. So when you were like, oh my gosh, I only need a couple hundred in volume, how did you find those loyal customers? Like, I know you said you do take advantage of host to post. You participate in our monthly host post every month. Why is that important?
Okay, so at the beginning, I really didn't see the point in contributing into the host post. I was like, why should I spend $10 to $20 every month for host to post? Well, it can completely change your biz. 110%. My business did not start booming until I used host to post. Like, I promise you, if you're doing host to post the right way, we shared Amy and Amber's. Am I getting those names right? Amy and Ashley? Yes.
Amy and Ashley.
Yes. So they came up with their own host post system. That's what I'm using. Figure out your number. What number works best for you? Is it getting 5 host posts up a day? Is it 10? 10 host posts up a day? Is it 20? Just figure out what you can do consistently every single day when it comes to host to post and other aspects of your business, and just stick to it.
Yes. Okay. So, what kind of work did it take? I mean, we talked about this earlier, but you guys, we're gonna get super real here. for the rest of the Zoom. And I know you guys said it was okay, but like we're gonna get like real. Kelly, the system that she's talking about in the Dream Team, I posted a recording just a couple of days ago from Amy Spence and Ashley Renow. It's an amazing Zoom. You can find the recording in there on the timeline. Somebody can probably tag you. I can tag you after this, but it's an hour and 15 minutes and you got to watch it, period, because they have an amazing system. It's where I got my binder system from. It's how, you know, Maddie works her business every month. So there's a certain type of like drive that it takes to actually want this. Okay. So what kind of work did it take in March? Like, what did it really look like? I mean, I know you're doing host post, but like, you make no excuses. You have school full time, and I know it's hard. I know that what you're going to school for is tough. You guys, she's got assignments due every single day. She's got quizzes, exams, everything's online, but she's still got stuff due. Like, she literally has this every single day. Even on the weekends, she's doing schoolwork. And so she has to do that. And before this quarantine, she also had to go in to the restaurant and this, okay? But I promise you, busy people just get stuff done, all right? So, like, Maddie, what did the actual work look like? Like, what's this going to look like for them?
Okay, so the biggest thing I feel like, besides mindset and personal development and doing the things, you have to manage your time wisely. Seriously, if you are busy, if you are a mom, if you are a busy college student like me, like I get it. I get it. It is not easy for me to set aside school for 2 hours just to get on a Zoom, but I promise you that Zoom is going to help me so much, just like the one we were on last night, like with Alyssa Wilbur. Like, wow, it was a 2-hour Zoom, but it was worth every single second of it. Every single second. I absolutely encourage you guys to plug in. Stop making excuses when it comes to getting on Zooms. This may not be an income producing activity, but it is going to help you bring in an income with the knowledge that you learn from those Zooms. So make it a priority. You guys should be making, plugging in and getting, talking to like your upline and getting on those Zooms a priority, just as much as messaging and posting and host posts and whatever else. It is so important to plug in. Okay, remind me what we were talking about.
Like the kind of work that it really, the kind of focused work, giving stuff up. What did you have to give up? I mean,
yeah. So back to time management, like I really didn't let my time go by wasted. Like, yes, I had breaks. I had me time. It is important that you guys are still taking care of yourself no matter what, but it is really about time management. Okay, I have 15 minutes between now and whatever I'm doing. I'm gonna try and get up like 5 host posts. I'm gonna send out a couple messages. I'm gonna throw something up on my story. I'm gonna get my interaction in. I'm gonna do my personal development. Whatever works for you guys, like fit it in the nooks and crannies of your day if you cannot time block it. Because that is the biggest thing, is just using your time wisely, because there is a huge, huge difference between saying, oh, I worked for 8 hours, but, I only got like 2 host posts up, or, whatever, you know what I mean? And, really focusing during a power hour and getting it done. That way you can have more time for other things. And that's when I started to learn to not put my business before school, but get my business things done for the day before I started school stuff. So that way, when I'm doing my school stuff, I didn't feel guilty about not doing my biz. And when I'm doing my biz, I don't have to feel guilty about not school stuff, because I'm getting it done. And then I have the rest of the day. And then with those breaks with school, then, okay, well, my class starts in 15 minutes. I can't really break out my homework or do anything in that time. So let me, check up, respond to messages, stuff like that. So it really helps when you get your stuff done in the beginning of the day, and then check up throughout the day.
And yeah, and I will, something that I love what you said, and I just want to recap for everybody. You guys, when she's doing schoolwork, she's not doing business. She's not checking messages. She's not checking tags and host a post in her phone. she's doing her schoolwork. And when she's doing her business, she doesn't have her school books out. Like when she's doing one or the other. So you can relate what she's saying with school. Maybe you have work, maybe you have kids. Relate it to your life, but everybody's busy, right? And if you're not busy right now, all the more reason to go all in. So the thing really is that, you know, Maddie and I was talking about earlier is how bad do you really want it? Honestly. And this is where we're going to get real tough on you guys. How bad do you actually want to promote? I know you all want it bad, but if you were on the call last night, my most favorite thing that Alyssa said last night, you guys, where did it go? Want is an idea, commitment is the execution. So if you are committed, just like we did last night, I want you to drop it in the chat, that you are committed to going Ruby this month. I don't care if you've been Ruby before and you're trying to get back there, or if you've never been there before. Are you committed? Because you can want it all day long, but until you actually decide that you're going to go after it and commit to it and make it happen, like she said last night, on your Ruby chart, put Ruby by April 30th, 2020, and then go out and make it happen. When we're done with this call, we will stay on and do an after party Zoom and help you with messages. Okay. So plugging in is huge too, you guys. I can tell you this. I've never seen Maddie miss a call. I have never seen her miss a call. She might be in her work uniform. She might be friggin' sweating, like, because she just studied for an exam all day, but she's there. She's never missed a team call. And now that she's Ruby and above, she started getting invited to the leadership calls. She was there. Okay. She's in the chat. She's encouraging her team. She's doing power hours with them, and she's committed. So how bad do you want it? Because I'm just going to say it. Some of you have been sitting here for a while, and I know you want it, and I know you need it, but I don't think you've fully committed. And maybe something's been holding you back, but it's time to figure out what that is and burn it, put it down the drain, tear it up, whatever it is. You can feel free to write it on a piece of paper, what's been holding you back, and get rid of it tonight and commit. So Maddie, you went Ruby. How does that feel?
Okay, this feels freaking great. I'm very proud of myself, but I really couldn't have done it like without my uplines and my team. This is really like a team effort, so just make sure you're communicating with the leaders on your team, no matter how small your team is. Communicate with them, help them. That was the biggest thing for me, was realizing that this isn't about what I need to promote. It's about how can I help other people? How can I help this person make $500 a month so I can make more? So that's what what's the word I'm looking for? Like resonated in me was, it's not about what you need to promote. It's about what they need. And then once you focus on them, that's when you're going to get the reward. 100%.
Yes. So we got paid. So you got your first Ruby check.
Yes.
What are you going to do with that?
Honestly, I'm just paying my bills right now.
Okay.
I'm paying my bills. It felt really good to go to the grocery store the other day, yesterday. And I just made like the realization, now that this is like literally my only income, I literally just realized that like It Works just paid for my groceries. Like $100 of groceries just paid for. It just felt so good, because I would always have to rely on my other source of income, which was Olive Garden, for anything, like anything and everything, because I wasn't promoting and I wasn't earning that much. So now my paychecks now are replacing what Olive Garden gave me. And that feels so good. That feels so good to know that at the end of this pandemic, I could probably just do this full time. And I got a taste of what it's like now to just do school and this and not have to work a part-time job. And let me tell you how freaking good it feels. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people on here that probably hate their job. Like, even though we're like off work, there's a lot of people in my Olive Garden group chat, and they're like, I miss you guys. I'm like, I miss you too, but I do not miss working now, because now I just love it. Like, I love this company. I love this industry. Like, I love how it has blessed me so much. Like, this has just absolutely changed my life. I promise you, this is 110% worth it. All the time that you commit is going to be worth it. 100%. 100%. It's not going to feel like it. It may suck. You're going to have those good days. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have really bad days, okay? But you still have to show up for yourself and for your business, because ultimately showing up for your business is showing up for yourself. So just kind of think of it that way.
Woo! I love that fire. I love that fire. Showing up for your business is showing up for yourself. I love that. Man, woo. So now you're Ruby. Now we all know, guys, if you promote back to back, it's going to be easier. Don't just hit a promotion and then sit there and celebrate for 6 months to a year or even 2 months. You got to go straight to the next level. So tell everybody what's happening now, because you guys are, you've got somebody on your team that's now built for Ruby, and talk about where you're headed.
So personally, I'm not headed for Emerald. I'm headed for Diamond. Speaking of Diamond, guys, if you're new on here, you have until June 30th to go Diamond and get a $15,000 bonus. A $15,000 bonus. So decide, honestly, go Ruby this month, go Emerald next month, and go Diamond in June. Sorry, I forgot what month. Go Diamond by June. Don't wait till June 30th to go Diamond. Go Diamond like June 15th. Like, lock that in, celebrate, and then build even more so you can go double, and then quit whatever job you're at, and then, just hustle. Like, are you, like, it really comes down to this. Are you going to for all the newbies out here, like, I know that this is a lot, but are you going to let $15,000 just like slip through your fingers? Like, it's literally like, I'm giving it to you. Like, here's $15,000. Do you want it? Do you want it? Okay, now show me. That's how it's going to be.
Yes. How bad do you want that bonus? How bad do you want that money? So, Maddie's looking at her chart now, and you guys, I got to tell you something. Remember how we said people come and go? People come and go. Somebody on Maddie's chart, well, they decided to go. So now we get to bring in somebody new and replace that spot and keep going. Crap happens, guys. Maybe somebody joined your team and they left and you have to rebuild. Like, that's just the way the world works. So I just want you guys to know, like, you can do it. Maddie's busy. You're busy. You just have to take our belief. You can make this happen in 15 days. Don't sit back and be like, well, it's hard. The work is, it's hard work, but the tasks are simple. It's simple. Just talk to other human beings. And what I want you to know is this. I want you to get out a piece of paper or add to your list tonight. Who do you know that would be good at this? Who do you know that maybe posted on Facebook about not having an income right now? Who posted about needing money? Who do you know that is like fun, friendly, like whatever? Whoever you think would be good at this, you need to write them down. And then when we get off this call, we're going to message them. You've got to ask. And so you guys, guess what? Maddie's going to be asking, but Maddie's building her next Ruby so she can go Diamond. So it's like, once you go Ruby, you can teach other people how to go Ruby. So recruiting, you guys, Maddie said, it's got to be the number one thing on your list. 80% of the time that you devote to this business, I'm not saying 80% of your day in general, I'm saying 80% of the time that you devote to this business should be signing your own loyal customers and distributors. And then 20% can be helping your team members get their customers. And you got to work just as hard to get to know them and help them as you do to sign them up. They are people.
Yeah, so, I definitely feel that. Like, honestly, it's really, I do not see this as sales. I used to, and then now I see it as, okay, I'm helping other people, whether it is with their health and beauty goals, or I'm helping them financially, and through that, I am helping myself. So it's a win-win, guys.
Is there any one thing that you can pinpoint that like really helped you have that belief in yourself?
Honestly, it's just personal development. It is just personal development for a while, you know, you think that your goal is so far away, and then you just go for it, and then you reach it, and it's the best feeling. And I'm not stopping at Ruby, obviously not. Like I said, like I am just skipping Emerald. I only have my diamond chart. That is all I'm looking for right now. Because if I go diamond, that means that I don't have to go back. Honestly, no. If I go emerald, that means that I don't have to go back to the service industry, but I want to go diamond, so I really never have to go back, like ever, 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 ever.
You guys are
So
all, go ahead.
I think it was just like a lot of personal development, realizing that there is no difference between me and Jade Hooper or Cheyenne Knox or Alyssa Wilbur. Like, there is no difference. It can literally happen for anybody. Anybody. I mean, our top leaders did not come from wealth. Their stories, they all have a rough start. So whatever your story is, share it. Don't be afraid to share your story, guys. Like, your story impacts other people more than you know. You may not feel like it when you're sharing it. You're going to be like, oh, who's going to relate to this, you know? But I promise you, there is somebody out there that needs you and needs this business and needs these products. And you just have to stop fishing. You're not getting any bites? Stop fishing. Start hunting. That's my thing.
Yeah, I've definitely heard a lot of people say like, "Oh, I'm not getting any bites." It's because you're not asking, you're not reaching out. Bites it means that you put a post out there and you're fishing and you're looking for a bite. But when you're actually doing the work, like hunters have to do work, you guys. They have to go out there and find what they're looking for. And that's what you have to do. I'm looking at every single one of your faces right now, and you guys are all successful, smart, beautiful, worthy women that you guys can do this. And men, if you're watching, if there's any men watching, like, you are worthy. You can do this. You have everything that it takes. It's just time to apply yourself. You signed up for a reason. Now make that worth it, you know? Chelsea wants to know, how do you follow up with your potentials, loyal customers, distributors, every Friday, or just depending on how your conversations go?
Okay, so I can't remember what Ambassador Diamond said this, but I got this idea from them. So if you know, if you've heard the same thing, let me know. I have a horrible memory. But I'm sorry, I'm weak at Mercedes thing in the chat, the let's eat. Okay. But you get to pick what you work on every day. So for me, some people do better with like consistent tasks, like, okay, to-do list, like 10 minutes of interaction, like whatever. I like to do my days. Like, I like to pick what I like to work on each day. I don't really necessarily have like a follow-up Friday. I just kind of follow up when I have the time, and when I definitely follow up regularly. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that I don't follow up regularly. I do. It just depends on the day and how many people I follow up with. So whether that's just me going through my inbox or my hundreds list, I have a paper hundreds list that I use, and I also go back to like my inboxes too. And I just check up on them. I just check up on them, you know, even if it's just sending them like a nice, like, happy Monday or whatever text, like, how are you doing? Like, I know we talked before about you wanting to lose some weight before summer hits. Like, I would really love to help you on your health journey. I'm placing a few orders today. Can I help you? Basically, like, so sorry, Katie, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, I mean, even just asking them if they're ready to get started, guys, like, it's very simple. And I think it just depends on how you leave off the conversation, you know, like, if it could be 2 years since I talked to somebody about hair, skin, nails, but I just tell them we're getting a new challenge started, and do you want in on this with us? I know 6 months ago you had talked to, you know, we had talked about weight loss. Is that something that you're still interested in? We're getting a new challenge going. You know,
Yes.
like, or we've got a really amazing sale right now. You guys use this sale. If anybody has ever talked to you about any of the products on the sale, or weight loss or energy or skincare, reach out to them. Oh my gosh, I know we talked in the past about weight loss, and we have a crazy sale right now. And I thought of you. I know we had talked in the past, and it ends on Sunday, and I just want to know if you want to take advantage of it. like use this sale to your advantage. You can use it as add-ons. Somebody could do, let's say somebody wanted, what's not on the sale? Okay, hair, skin, nails is no longer on the sale, guys. They can still order hair, skin, nails, but maybe they want like hair, skin, nails and, a pick too. They can do that too. So really use this sale right now and just ask them if they want to get in on this. Do you want to take advantage of this? Some people will tell you money is tight right now. You can always dwindle it down to one product. Now, do we want one product orders? No, because the more they order, the more you can help them with their goal, but obviously the more you get paid. But if TFX is what they can afford right now, fine. TFX it is. What is it, $36?
Mm-hmm.
So Chelsea, yeah, I can put it in the group, but you guys, I put in the chat, it's two pieces. I want you to copy and paste that right now. It's a bunch of personal development books. I would consider these beginner, level 1. They're really great, really great. It doesn't matter what kind of, where you're at in your personal development journey, all of these are great. And I would highly suggest starting with any one of these books. Literally, there's probably like 40 books right there. Maybe not that many, but there's a lot. Just pick one, okay? So, all right, guys, I don't want to take up too much of your time, especially to keep this recording at an hour. So if you have any more questions or if you want help sending messages or coming up with messages to send, stay on here and we will, oh my gosh.
Hello?
It's my, it's my Anyways, guys, Maddie, any closing thoughts about just really making the decision to do this?
Honestly, stop putting your personal development on the back burner. Your personal development should just be as important and a priority to you as just doing the income producing activities that we do, like posting and messaging and stuff like that. So definitely take your personal development seriously. You will never outgrow, or your paycheck will never outgrow your mindset. You have to grow your mind so you can grow your paycheck. 100%. I never understood that until my paycheck got that huge bump, and then I was like, woo, all this personal development paid off. Thank the Lord, hallelujah. And it makes you a better person. Honestly, I am not the same person that I was a year and a half ago, and I'm so happy that I'm not. This business has not only changed my life financially, but it has changed me as a person to become better. So that's why, just be loud and proud about the business. Be loud and proud about the products that you love. Show people you are using the products. Nobody's going to buy from you if they do not see that you use the product too. So that is another reason why it's so important to run that auto ship. I did that too. I skipped a month in my auto ship and I didn't get paid and I missed out on a lot of money. At that time, that was a lot of money to me. So, just remember, you will get what you post out. If you need a bunch of teammates, if you have no problem enrolling loyal customers, but you're having trouble enrolling distributors, start posting about the business more. If you're having trouble, or vice versa, if you're having trouble signing loyal customers, post about the products more. Post about them more, because you're going to get what you post about. Promise you. That's like the fishing aspect. The posting is the fishing aspect. The messaging is the hunting aspect of this business. So it's okay to be a fisher, but you also need to be a hunter too. So make sure you're kind of balancing it.
Love it. Okay, guys, we won't keep you all night, so we are going to go ahead and end this. I hope that you enjoyed this Zoom. I hope you got something out of it, and I'm going to go ahead and end the recording, and if you want to stay on with us, feel free.